Alright, YouTube, how's everyone doing? God, it's been a while since I've actually done any videos. When was the last time I did a video? Hang on, let me have a look here. Wow. The last video I did on YouTube was 29th of August 2020. So, September, October, November, December... about 5 months ago was the last video I did. Interestingly, it was for a review of the New Mutants film, which interestingly was the, I believe, the 3rd time I went to the cinema last year. Normally I go a lot more than 3 times, but you know, because of a certain COVID, we can't go to the cinema like we used to be able to go to the cinema. And now we're in another fecking lockdown. Wonderful. Or should I say shutdown, because it's not really a lockdown. I don't class these things as lockdowns because they're not true lockdowns. You know, if it was a true lockdown, all the borders would be shut. We'd have, you know, loads of police and military in the streets and everything would be on a leash. But it isn't. Instead, we basically hope that by shutting down to a certain percentage will help. But of course it won't. But unless, of course, we can get the vaccine out and you know, we can actually do that and get the vaccine out and get a large percentage of the population vaccinated, then maybe we can have some reality. Oh, and on top of all that, despite this being number three, the 3rd time we've had a shutdown in about 18 months-ish, well, more of a year really, but the 3rd time, people still haven't learned. We are still having, I've just read that we are having people who are actually panic buying. Yes, it's back again. They're fecking morons from the last time, haven't learned from the last 2 times, and apparently are panic buying in certain cities and countries and places and buying up all the milk and the toilet roll and the bread. Grow up! They're not going to disappear overnight. You're not going to run out of your precious toilet paper or your milk. And, you know, happy fecking New Year to everybody. You know, let's have a drink, because I need a drink right now. I need a drink. Where's my glass? Here's my glass. Star Wars Stormtrooper beer. I got this glass and some ale from Deb at work. It was a Secret Santa. I do appreciate it though, Deb. Really, I do. The beer it came with it was nice, and the glass is fantastic. I can, you know, use the glass for when I want to drink beer, because normally I don't. Well, this is ale. This is Yorkshire ale, actually. I'm not really a huge drinker, to be perfectly honest. But this is sort of pale ale. I like pale ale. I'm a fan of pale ale. Yeah. It's nice and citrusy, and it's just, I just find it easy to drink. I'm not a big drinker, so you know. Come on, last little bit there. Oh yeah, cheers everybody. Whoops. Alright, cheers. So, the good news is I had a haircut about 2 days ago, so, you know, I managed to avoid not having a haircut for at least the next 3 months. That is assuming that, you know, we are shut down until April, because right now the rumours going around is that we may be sitting here for the next 3 months. To be honest, YouTube, this is just me ranting, because I've honestly had enough. I mean, everybody's in the same boat, but I think me, like many people, have had enough. I haven't done anything that I normally do. I haven't done anything that I like to do. I haven't been to any conventions last year. I went to the cinema 3 times. Half the films I was looking forward to have been delayed till this year, and probably will now be released digitally. They won't be at the cinema, because I can't see the cinemas reopening till April or May if we're lucky. Hell, the cinema industry could die at this rate. The pubs are all shut. I can't go down to my local pub across the road and have a nice meal and a drink. I liked to do that. You know, I'd like to go to the pub maybe once a week or something and just have something nice and chill out, you know. Can't do that. You know, the worst thing, the way I look at it, right, I have only been back to work for 5 weeks, and now I'm back on furlough. 5 weeks. You know, we were shut down in October, and I went back in November, and, you know, we were only really back at work for about 4-ish weeks until Christmas. And then New Year's. We've just had New Year's, so altogether I've been back at work for like 5 weeks. And now we're on furlough again. I'll get full pay for January. Then after that I'll be on furlough. So, you know, at least I'll get full pay for 1 month. After that, who knows? But I'm just fed up of it. I'm fed up of the fact that we can't seem to get things under control. I'm fed up with the fact that every time we have a shutdown, the fucking panic buyers go crazy and sweep through the stores and cause anarchy. Hell, back in March when it happened for the first time, there were people literally struggling to buy food. There were people going to food banks because they couldn't buy food in the supermarkets. There were people, doctors, nurses, coming to the shops after 12 hours in the hospital, 12-hour shifts, and they couldn't buy any food. There were reports of doctors and nurses and you know, hospital staff having their food stolen from them. People were literally robbing them of their food, even going so far as to rob them of their NHS badges and IDs so they could actually get into the shops early. What the hell is wrong with people? You know, if we were dealing with a real pandemic, and I mean if we were dealing with something that was, you know, killing 100,000 people a week, and it was awful, and it was just destroying the world, you imagine how terrible it would be because of all the selfish bastards in the world who don't care. Why is it like that? Why? You know, I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up. I'm fed up of everything. You know. You know. Let me try and think of some good stuff for a moment. Good stuff. I had a good Christmas. I got some nice things. For example, let me show you one of the things I got. I got this, the Lord of the Rings Hobbit Blu-ray box set. Not the extended edition. It's the standard edition, but you know, I don't mind. Either one's good for me. But you know, that's one of the things I got. You know, I got the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new trilogy. Got some money. Got an Amazon gift card voucher. Got some chocolate, which was good. Yeah, so I got a bit of ale, which was nice. Yeah, I had a good Christmas, and oh yeah, my trusty computer. I've treated myself. My trusty computer now has 2 graphics cards. It now has 2 NVIDIA GeForce Titan X's, Maxwell's, 2 of them. So yeah, I'm gonna make good use of that when they fix Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk is fixed and it's actually playable, I'm going to enjoy that. But anyway, enough about that. You know, Shutdown, so bloody wonderful. Yeah, so good, so good. Why? I mean, it could last till April, at the longest. And I honestly don't know how to cope anymore. I want normality back. I want to start doing things. And as much as I understand the situation, I feel like I need to seriously ask questions. I need to ask questions. So for example, why is it the NHS data does not support any of the stuff that's saying on the news? According to the news, there's been something like over 300,000 cases in the last week. How the hell can there be 300,000 cases? I mean, I am not denying that COVID exists, far from it. I'm just questioning all these results. How do we know whether or not these results are accurate? And I just realised my hair looks bloody terrible at the moment. Yeah. Honestly, look at that. I'm just losing my bloody hair. I'm getting old. Got me old. I'm 32 in like 2 months. 32, bloody hell. Where's the time go, eh? But anyway, why the hell is it like this? I mean, I don't believe we're having all these the results are as high as they say. I'm questioning whether or not we're somehow claiming we're mixing up COVID with coronavirus, because COVID and coronavirus I think are 2 different things. I mean, coronavirus is basically the flu or the common cold. COVID is a mutated version of coronavirus. And the question that I feel I need to ask myself and to everybody out there is, do you think that in 2 years' time, for example, do you think we'll be back to normal? Will we be able to walk around? Let me rephrase that. Will we be able to take the bus mask free? Will we be able to go into shops mask free? Or will some people be so dependent on the idea of masks and 2 metre distancing they will stick to it for all eternity? Also, can I ask, why do we have to 2 metre distance when a sneeze or a cough travels 9 metres and droplets that will come out of a sneeze and a cough stay in the air for about 10 minutes? Being 2 metres apart from somebody is not going to prevent them from catching anything should you sneeze. Ideally, the mask does actually provide protection, but the masks that everybody's wearing probably only provide a small percentage of protection. I've just had enough, you know. I've had enough, and I am worried as well that I am probably not going to do anything this year, holiday-wise. I may take time off, but I'm not going to have any holiday in the sense that I'll do anything. I'm worried that TF Nation will not happen this year. I'm worried that TF Nation may never happen again. I'm worried that I'm going to lose so much things that I enjoy. And I don't know what else to do. I don't know what can be done. I'm fed up of it. When are we going to be allowed to go back to normal? I mean, I hope this time we don't have any government officials travelling and then the government saying it's alright for them to do it. I hope that. I really do. And I'm just so exhausted, YouTube. I'm exhausted. I'm fed up, and I don't know if things will ever return to normal. I don't know if things will ever get better. You know, will we ever have normality again? Or will we end up in a surreal world that isn't normal? Will we end up in a world where mask wearing is just expected and 2 metre distancing is expected? I mean, I suppose to an extent it isn't as bad as it was in March. I mean, although you do get the odd person who still seems to avoid you in the street, back in March when this first all kicked off, there were people actively avoiding people. People wouldn't go near people because they were that convinced by what the media was saying that if you went too close to somebody, boom, you'd get COVID, because if you went less than 2 metres from them, you'd get COVID. I remember going out for walks back in March in the first shutdown, and there were people who would literally deviate away from me. There were people who would literally seem to have panic attacks if you went too close to them. There were people that would snap at you 2 metres if you went too close to them. It's like, bloody hell, do some research. 2 metres apart won't do anything. The whole thing's a placebo effect, and this is the problem. In a year's time, we're probably going to have to start detoxing ourselves, so we aren't no longer caught up in the last bloody 2 years. It probably is going to be 2 years. Great. That just fell off. What was that fell off? That was my external hard drive that fell off. Here is my external hard drive. That just fell off there. And I'm fed up. I'm fed up, you know. There are people I haven't seen in a year. Like family. I haven't seen my aunt and uncle in a year. I haven't seen my cousins in a year. I haven't seen my little cousins in a year. You know, I haven't seen either of them. What else has happened within a year? Well, my grandma died. That was sudden. You know, it wasn't COVID because she died before COVID existed, and you know, it was about 14 months ago, and it was all quite sudden. You know, she went into hospital. She used to go into hospital, you know, in and out. You know, she was like nearly 90. She seemed all right, and then one day she just died. You know, we were told that she'd been taken into hospital because she'd had a fall, and then the next morning she was dead. You know, she was still around. I'd be going to see her. I didn't see much of her sort of before she died. I think the last time I saw my grandma was probably 3 or 4 months before she died. I used to go around a lot, but I guess she was shutting down. You know, before the end, you know, she didn't talk a lot. She just sat in a chair and was silent and didn't really talk. So yeah, that sucks. I don't know. Wild. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? What are you gonna do, government? What are you gonna do? When this is all over, are you gonna help reinflate reality? Are you gonna protect everything? Are you gonna make sure the cinemas go back? You're gonna make sure the pubs come back, the restaurants come back, life comes back? Are you gonna make sure that we are allowed to go back? Are we going to do anything about all the fear mongering? You know, all the bloody fear mongering that the news has been doing. You know, will you do anything? Who knows? Why did this happen? What are the chances, the real chances of something like, I mean, technically speaking, what are the chances? We know what the chances are. I mean, did you know there's been 2 other variants of COVID in the last 20 years? There was one in 2012, and I think there was one around 2000, 2003. Why didn't we shut down then? Why didn't we do all the stuff we've done in the last year? What was so different about those 2 other COVIDs? You know, we've had the Ebola outbreak. There's outbreaks of the plague periodically. Like every year there's at least 2 or 3 outbreaks of the plague. You know, it happens. I'm just so fed up, and I feel like I'm stagnating. You get what I mean? I feel like at the moment we're just sitting around doing nothing, and I'm used to doing things. I mean, not every day, because let's be honest, Monday to Friday you're at work, but I'm used to maybe doing the odd thing on the weekend. Going to the cinema, going to the pub, you know, going to the pub with Tony and John. I haven't done that in a year, you know. And I miss all of TF Nation, I really do. I miss all of you. I miss all of the TF Nation crowd. Yeah, so TF Nation, I miss you all because I enjoy TF Nation. I know I'm not the most chatty person sometimes I'm a quiet person, but I do enjoy being there. And I'm worried that we may not go this year. I'm worried we may never go again. I mean, it's not a good sign, you know. I mean, TF Nation tickets are being postponed because they don't know quite what's going to happen. I understand that. I understand that. But on point, the very first Comic Con of this year, which I believe is going to be in March, is now being postponed until November. I mean, I did have some plans in May. I was hopefully going to go to PonyCon. Second time ever going to PonyCon. I mean, last year I didn't really. I really wish last year when I went to PonyCon I'd talked to more people, but I didn't. But I was going to do that this year, but I don't think that will happen this year. I may have some time off in May, but I don't think I'll be doing anything this year. I don't think so. I think it'll be a flat year again. When this is over, and COVID is gone, and we can all finally celebrate, let's party, yeah? Let's enjoy ourselves. Yeah, let's do that. So this is Firestorm Sam saying, I really hope we all try to have a good 2021, but at the moment it's looked like it's just going to be a really shitty year again. I've no idea if anybody will watch this, who knows. But if you do, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace out. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.